It's dark in here. Just me and a new microphone and, well, a blinking timeline in Premiere Pro. I'm presently editing some old travel clips from last year. Kind of thing that you tell yourself that you'll, well, edit this thing right away, and then a year passes. Manchester, Vermont was the start, and the Berkshires were the goal of the day. But at the time, actually in the morning, I got a little lost down a rabbit hole. You'll see. I do stop myself before I wander off too far. That being said, this isn't just a travel log. It's kind of a record of where my head was, as much as where my feet went. Anyway, we're going to do something a bit different in this one. I'll pop in from time to time to help, let's just say, tie the story together. And in the process, I'll probably be, well, as my friend Frank always tells me, making this thing way longer than it needs to be. That being said, let's get into the story.
Good morning. Nice hair, Mike. So I just had a knock at the door. My breakfast was delivered. That's the way they do breakfast. They deliver to you in a little basket, which I'll show you in a second. It's kind of cool. You can eat it outside on the lawn, or on the back porch, or on the front porch, or in the dining room downstairs, or in your room. I opted for my room. I didn't know the weather was going to be this way. Let's check it out. Well, it doesn't look blue like that, man. The camera's adjusted. You can't see anything. It's cloudy. It's foggy. Breakfast in bed. Let's check this out. Such a cozy little place. Little basket. Little thermos of coffee. I ordered... What's in this one here? Chocolate chip. Oh, chocolate chip muffins. I ordered a breakfast sandwich right here. Bacon, egg, and cheese. Juice. And fruit. Alright, time for breakfast. As I edit these videos and put these stories together, I'm reminded that these are not current. And by the time this video drops, it's probably going to be, well, it's well past what's going on today in this weekend. And what we've been experiencing for the last week is observing the complete devastation of some of these small towns in western North Carolina. My heart has been there. I think I've expressed that. I would love to be there helping in whatever way possible. And I might find a way to get up there. They're going to need help for months to come. I'm trying to enjoy my last couple of days up here, but it's been tough because of the, this connected world we live in. I'm witnessing what's going on all around me and feeling quite helpless at the same time, but obligated as I'm up here to continually tell a story or capture my experience and document this. I hope to do that today. I've got a couple of names from the girl at the front desk that I was talking to for quite a while last night. She gave me some great recommendations on where to eat, a couple things to do today, and a couple of interesting characters that I hope we can get on camera. At least that's the goal for today before I bust out of here and head down to the Berkshires in Massachusetts. So this will be my last morning in Vermont. Wish I was here longer, but there's always another trip. So anyway, I hope you're safe. Very strange times we have. I could go off on a whole other deep conversation and rabbit hole and what I really think's going on. But
All right, so that was recorded like a year ago. And let's just say that, I don't have any more trust than I did a year ago. I kind of left the clip in because that's where my head was at. And I like the framing there from the A7S III. I just went down a really deep rabbit hole there.
There is a technology that can help protect this cycle. It's called cloud seeding, and it involves getting the clouds to make more rain.
We've got some ground-based cloud seeding equipment right here, and we're going to get to hear all about how it works.
You mentioned that sort of trigger, and that is why people are making the jump for this to what's going on in terms of cloud seeding and weather modification. We have other experts that have said.
And then earlier tonight, the CEO of a weather modification company confirmed that planes in Texas did release silver iode into the atmosphere 2 days before.
56 officially became law in Florida, banning the release of chemicals and other substances into the atmosphere for the purpose of altering factors like temperature, weather, climate, or sunlight intensity.
A hurricane in North Carolina and massive flooding. I told you it was a rabbit hole.
I don't trust anybody anymore.
All right, let's get on with the story. I had a good time up there in Manchester. Let's go for a walk.
Enjoyed a short walk up to this area in Manchester. It's the Equinox golf club and hotels up there, and then this church. I mean, the scenes are like amazing. With just framing the church steeple in with the trees, maple trees. There's colors ranging from leaves on the ground clear up to green and everything in between. Yellows and reds and oranges. What a great little walk here. I decided to head out for a couple of minutes, turned into about an hour. Got to pack my stuff up and get out of here. I think it's almost checkout time. But I met a couple that was in a van up here, and they were out taking photos too. Turned out they're doing what I'm doing, hitting all 50 states, not in 1 year. But they're 50 staters, and I think she said this was their 48th state, and then they're heading to West Virginia, and then they have to do South Carolina, and that's it. So that's pretty cool. We're comparing notes on different places we've been. I guess he worked in Alaska for a while. Ironically enough, he did disaster management and traveled all around during natural disasters, which we were talking about a little bit about how frequent they are now. And we didn't go there, but we talked a little bit about manipulation, that sort of thing. Anyway, time to check out of here. What a great morning. Life is good. All right, so you've seen me do those fake trips when I leave the hotel room. You did know they were fake, right? Didn't do one today, but coming down the stairs with my last bag, and I honestly almost fell down the stairs. That would have been a classic one to capture. Oh, I forgot you.
So the day started out with some plans to visit this place that, I was told that this artist lived or had a studio or something. I don't know, I had some rough notes. So I was heading to a place called the Willburton Inn in Manchester, Vermont. Actually built in 1902 as a grand estate. It has since evolved into a family-run landmark known for its rich history, weddings, art, and hospitality. Once called Strawberry Hill, the property has been a private mansion, a progressive school, a glamorous inn, and even a corporate retreat. Today, the Levi's family carries on its legacy, blending tradition with creativity. I'll do a link to the website below. I may be sharing some of the images from the website as well. What a an amazing place. I didn't put my drone up in the air. Well, probably because I wasn't traveling with a drone. But anyway, on these grounds sat the Museum of the Creative Process, founded to connect art, science, and psychology in teaching emotional education. Its exhibits explore creativity, relationships, and moral values like cooperation and respect. Though I wasn't able to visit inside during this trip, the museum adds another fascinating layer to the story of the Willburton estate. Again, another mental note, this looked like a great guy to interview. I was really hoping to actually get that done here. As you know, I've been chasing interviews for the last 22 or so odd states. I don't know, maybe next time. There's always another trip. Anyway, here's a little bit of footage from me on site trying to figure out what I was looking at, as I quite frequently do.
Looks like I should have, had I known, I would have been here earlier. It's like 11:30 now. I'm gonna do a link to the website. This is an inn. Looks like they have weddings and stuff over here. It's quiet. It's almost like it's closed. Decorated for the season now. Remember that movie, The Shining? I'm getting Shining vibes up here. That's a shame. Everything I read on the placards there looked like this would have been a really interesting dude to talk to. Maybe there's some stuff out there from other YouTube channels. If there is, I'll share it here, and if not, I'll try to add a little flavor to what exactly this place is all about in a little voiceover.
That's what I just did. Anyway, check out the links in the description. Time to continue traveling.
All right, so the next place I'm going to head is a place called Earth Sky Community Farm. And I got that name from the girl at the front desk. I guess it might be this guy's son or something. I don't know. I hope this isn't a strike too, but I'm going to head down and see if I can't take a quick tour there, maybe get somebody else or get somebody on video here. I have good intentions, but I feel like I'm striking out here. All right, down the mountain we go. So, strike two. That's how we roll here. A little game of baseball. My friend Frank's been watching the playoffs. Go Yankees, I'm supposed to say. Look at these flowers over here. All right, so again, this place is called Earth Sky Time Community Farm. They're closed. They're closed today. They're local provisions, organic veggies, wood-fired bread. It's a community farm. I would have loved to have talked to somebody here and done a little check out this local business making a difference. But I can't. But what I'm gonna do is do a little research and tell you a little bit about it. I'm trying not to get into an accident here. So yeah, Earth Sky Time Community Farm. Narrator and researcher Mike, take it away.
All right, here. I think the best way I can do a little research is really just to go to their website, actually. Here it is here. It's on Main Street in Manchester, Vermont. And they have, as you can see, a retail tab up here. Bakery. Oh, look at that. Awesome. Look at that bread. Kitchen. Farm. Looks like an Instagram grid. Stay. Well, I guess you could stay there too. They got some. They're tied in with the Willburton Inn, obviously. The bread bus. Look at this. Wow, that's what the girl was telling me about. How they traveled around the country, I guess. Anyway, I'll do a link to their website in the description if you want to do a little digging. See, this is the kind of stuff here, this woodworking guy, metalworking, music. I could have spent a week. Pottery. I could have spent a week interviewing these people, I bet. Anyway, if I'm doing anything, I think I'm maybe setting up some ideas for a future journey. Maybe I'll be on my own bread bus, traveling around the country interviewing people. Anyway, let's get back to my little lame story. I think we're going to the Lincoln family home next. Possibly. Well, we're about to find out.
All right, there's a couple last things I'm going to do here before I leave Vermont. And I was talking briefly to a guy I did pull into the driveway, and he was unloading some stuff from a van. It wasn't the owner, but it was somebody who was making some deliveries. I guess he works up here in this time of year. He said they'd be open tomorrow. I says, I'm leaving. He's like, oh man. He goes, you're leaving at the best time of the year. I'm going to one more place, a couple more places. I'm gonna go to this, what is it called? Helene? I don't know. I'll tell you when I get there. This Lincoln House or something. I don't know. And then there's the scenic drive that I'm gonna hit. What is it called? Hildene. Helene. All right, we're heading down. Hey, that was the van that I saw before. 50 staters. So I'm heading down the hill here, and we are going to, I'm going, and you're going along with me. If you hang out, going to a place called the Hildene, the Lincoln family home. This is the entrance. Wow, I feel so regal here. This would probably look good with some classical music.
Well, things are a bit noisy recording from the car, so I guess I'll take over. Mike here, again, a year later. By the way, is it even possible to break 3 toes at once? I just slammed my foot into a chair on the way over here to record this. Anyway, where am I at? All right, so I'm on this, the approach to Hildene here. It's the Lincoln family home just outside of Manchester. Feels like a journey back in time. The driveway winds gently through trees and rolling fields until the estate slowly reveals itself with barns, outbuildings, and eventually the main house, perched above the valley. There's a sense of anticipation as the road opens up to the grand property, hinting at the stories and history contained within.
Welcome to Hildene, Robert and Mary's summer home. It was built in 1905. It's a Georgian revival home. Has 24 rooms, 8 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, 8 fireplaces. This is where they would have spent their summers for 3 generations until 1975.
The house itself was built in 1905 by Robert Todd Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln's only surviving son, and his wife Mary. Designed in the Georgian revival style, it featured modern amenities for its time, including electricity, telephone service, and even a system to call staff from different rooms. The family hired Frederick Todd to shape the surrounding landscape, and Robert's granddaughter Jessie created the striking formal garden in 1908, laying out hedges and flowers in the pattern of a stained glass window. These little details make the home not just a piece of history, but also a showcase of innovation and artistry. The gardens are among the estate's most enchanting features. Jesse Lincoln's stained glass design blooms to life with seasonal flowers, while nearby cutting and kitchen gardens once provided fresh flowers, herbs, and vegetables for the family. A reflecting pond adds to the charm. A place where Lincoln's grandchildren once floated toy boats. It's an area that invites quiet wandering, and for a visitor with a camera, endless moments to capture. Stepping back, the views are just as remarkable as the house and gardens. The estate sits on a hilltop overlooking a valley with the Tacotonic Mountains on one side and the Green Mountains on the other. During autumn, the hills begin to glow with fiery reds, oranges, and yellows, painting a dramatic backdrop to the stately home and its grounds. The scenery feels, well, almost like a living painting, constantly shifting as the light and colors change. One final highlight is the Pullman rail car called the Sunbeam, which sits on the property. Robert Lincoln was president of the Pullman Company, and his 72-foot private car, built in 1903, gives a glimpse of the luxury of the early 20th century travel. It's a fitting complement to the house itself, tying together Lincoln's family legacy with its own role in shaping American history.
They actually became the messengers and pioneers for the civil rights movement. They tried to start a union to improve their conditions. They were fired every time they tried to start one. And their legacy is they finally organized in 1925 the first African-American union. It was called the Brotherhood of the Sleeping Car Porters, and that was run by a gentleman named A. Philip Randolph.
The guy rattled through so much information, I didn't really maintain too much of it. But one of the things I remember is there were some very famous people who were porters on this thing. Red Fox being one of them, and Malcolm X, I think he said. And also, I think Michelle Obama's grandfather. It's a cool, it reminded me of the only other rail car I've seen of that level and stature and history is in the Flagler Museum. But anyways, cool. Nice trip here.
Can you believe the noise that's in my hallway here? Figured I'd bring us in for a landing, but I think I picked the wrong time to record a voiceover. Yeah, it sounds kind of cute, but give me 5 minutes here. All right, where were we at? Oh yeah, so I just wanted to mention I have a few images here I want to share before we actually leave this property. Took most of these from the parking lot, actually. The colors were really starting to look cool, and I just love the way the dappled light was, I don't know, bringing out some of the color. So after my short visit here, I decided to head out. I was going to explore a little bit of the southern part of Vermont on my way to North Adams, Massachusetts. And the next stop, didn't really record much, but I wound my way up on Skyline Drive toward Mount Equinox. It was a toll road that promised some views, and in the end it kind of delivered. Even through the haze and my bad photos that I snapped, it was kind of a quiet reward in the drive itself. Slow, winding, except for a few other vehicles. Very tranquil. It's a private road. It's about 5 miles long, and I think it cost about $20 a car to get there, but worth the drive. It reaches a summit at about, I think, 3,000, maybe 4,000 feet. From up top, you could actually see some summit views that stretched to New York, Massachusetts, and even sometimes in New Hampshire, I believe. Right off here in the distance, I believe on the right side was a view of the Adirondacks. Anyway, it was time to turn around and head back down the mountain and head toward Bennington. I think I snapped this photo on the way there, quite the fixer-upper. But I do love the beauty and decay sometimes. I guess that kind of prepared me for driving into Bennington, actually. I expected this postcard New England charm, but the downtown area left me a little bit disappointed, to be honest with you. Seemed more tired than timeless. I think if I've learned anything at all in my travels to this country this year, though, it's been you have to give a place some time to really get to know it. And I certainly wasn't giving myself that time as I drove quickly through the town of Bennington, Vermont. Maybe next time I'll stop for a cup of coffee at least and try to get to know the place. Another town again for my bucket list, I guess. So just outside of the town stood a place called the Battle of Bennington Monument. It's a towering stone obelisk rising about 306 feet into the sky. It marks the 1777 victory that helped turn the tide of the Revolution. A quiet but powerful reminder of history's weight here in southern Vermont. A couple of quick fun facts about this. It was completed in 1891. Again, it marks the American victory at the Battle of Bennington in August 16th, 1777. Although it was fought in nearby New York, the supplies were stored in Bennington, hence the name. And I don't know, you might want to fact check me on that one. The victory boosted American morale and helped lead to the British surrender at Saratoga, so ChatGPT tells me. Visitors, like myself, and you if you're coming along for the ride, can ride an elevator to the top for sweeping views. And I guess this would be a good place to, well, maybe shut up and show you some views from up there. I took a bunch of photos and, well, enjoy them while I go have a cup of coffee myself.
Hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining me. And as you know, there will be more on all of this later. I'll see you in the next one.
Anyway, I hope somebody finds these slightly entertaining. Took a long time to put this thing together, and nobody's watching these.